Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute since I did a video, since about 4 days, 5 days, some shit like that. I went back to work last Thursday, so today is the 6th, February 6th, and it's Tuesday, February 6th. So I went back to work last Thursday, and tell you a little bit about that. The first day was kind of rough, being home for a year and a month. Didn't really make me lazy, but my body was used to not doing anything. So going back to work, I was really tired the first day. It kicked my ass, and so I only worked that day. I only worked 10 hours. I have a schedule to work. I do like 412s. But the way my schedule is, I work 2 days off, 2 days, work 2 days off, 2 days, so it works out good for me. If you see me shiver, it's because I'm in the garage and it's cold. But anyways, it was rough the first day. I only worked 10 hours. They were like, go ahead and go home. If you're tired, go home. Don't worry about it. So then Thursday and Friday, actually Thursday, the first day when I came home, I was fucking tired. And when at nighttime my body was sore, I was just like, I don't think I can fucking go back to work tomorrow, and plus I have to be up at like 2 in the morning because I don't like being late. I have to be at work at 4:30, but I get up at 2:30. I have to be at work at 4:30, so I'll get up at 2:30. I'll be out of the house by 3, and then I'll go get my coffee and all that shit. Head to work. And I'll sit in the parking lot for an hour, 45 minutes to an hour before it's time to go to work. I've never been the kind of person that wants to just go straight to work and get to work. I always think about, what if I get a flat tire or something happens? I need a little bit of time. I don't want to be late. So I always get to work at least 45 minutes to an hour early. So, but the night I went back to work, when I kept waking up in the middle of the night, I was wake up every 2 hours and my body was sore, and I was like, I don't think I can go back to work tomorrow. I'll probably just call off. But then I woke up at 2:30 and I felt refreshed. I got up, went to work. I was tired though during the day, so they're like, hey, just check it out. Go home at 10 hours. Don't stay 12. Just go ahead and go home. So I went home at 2:30. Then I was off that was Friday. I was off Saturday. I went back to work Sunday, and I worked Sunday, Monday, 12 hours both days, like nothing. It was cool. I wasn't really tired. Did my thing. So now I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll go back to work Thursday, Friday. I'll be off Saturday. Then I'll go back to work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I'll work 4 days straight, and then boom, I'm off for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So every 3 weeks I get 5 days off. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Works out good for me. It works out good for my doctor visits, my chemotherapy, everything. So, it's working out good. So this is just a little bit of insight of what I'm going through right now. Still going through chemo. I got to go to chemo on the 19th. I'm switching my appointment from the 12th to the 19th because it'll fall on my day off. So, but anyways, today what I'm going to really talk about though is the Teamsters, and how I see things, and how I see what, not the good and the bad of the Teamsters, but what of the people that are involved. You know what I mean? And for those of you, I know most people know who the Teamsters are. For those that don't know, it's the union. Okay, so you have different unions. You have the Carpenters Union, you have the Ironworkers Union, you have the Plumbers Union, you have Longshoremen's Union, and then you have the Teamsters. We're all union members. They call us Teamsters. Since I want to say it's like 1903, International Brotherhood of Teamsters. 1903, 1902, somewhere around there is when these two different unions come together and made the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. Um, it's just called the Teamsters after the teams of horses, the horse-drawn carriages and shit like that. You know what I mean? From the 1800s, because it all really started in the 1800s, in the late 1800s. So we're just Teamsters, but we're all union. You know what I mean? So I'm a union member. I'm a Teamster. Teamsters are truck drivers and warehouse workers. Um, the thing with the Teamsters right now, well, the Teamsters have the numbers have dropped, in years, in these years, that last few years. You know what I mean? I think they're starting to get a comeback, but the thing is that the problem with the Teamsters, because I don't know about other unions, I'm not part of the other unions. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on with them guys. I'm only speaking on Teamsters. And the thing is, when I told my wife the other day I'm gonna do a video on the union Teamsters, on the Teamsters Union, she's like, oh shit, like, are you serious? She doesn't like. I sometimes I think my wife doesn't like when I tell the truth, because I'm not gonna bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna bullshit. I'm gonna say what the fuck it is that I gotta say, and that's just it. If you don't like it, so what? I'm not gonna bullshit, And so I even told her when she was like, oh shit, like, I said, see, now I'm really gonna do it because you don't want me to do it. It's like sometimes I don't think that she wants me to tell the truth, because people will get offended by the truth, and me, I don't give a fuck that you get offended. If you get offended, go fuck yourself. That's the way I feel. My thing with the Teamsters is, and it's not the Teamsters, it's the members. Okay, the members. And companies know this. And I'm gonna speak for the Southwest and the West and Southwest. I'm gonna speak for them. They know. They know what they're doing. The companies. They know what they're doing as far as hiring people. Companies do not want the union. They don't want the Teamsters. The company I work for, any company that's Teamsters Union, does not want the Teamsters there. That's plain and simple. The companies want to pay you what they want to pay you, what they feel that you deserve. And the union doesn't allow that. You're going to pay us what we feel we deserve. Especially when you're making billions of dollars a year, and you're going to sprinkle us like the Salt Babe with a little bit of fucking money, a little bit of benefit. You know what I mean? A little bit of 401k. Here, be happy. Here. But they're making billions. You got CEOs of companies. I'll give you an example. I used to work for a company called Central Freight Lines. It was a non-union company. And the guy took over as the CEO. His name is Bob Fosso. He's still alive too, I think. He's an Italian dude from New York. Now, I don't know if Bob Fosso is, you can look him up. Fasso. Bob Fosso. Good guy. I used to know him personally when he worked for when he took over the company. He was a nice guy. Now, I don't know if Bob Fosso is connected to the mob or his family's connected to the mob. I just knew he was from New York. He's an Italian dude. He looked like a fucking mobster. He talked like a mobster, and he walked like a fucking mobster. He took over as the CEO of the company. But before he came with us, he was with the USF companies, which was USF, Bestway, Redaway, Dugan, and whatever other fucking company. Redaway, Bestway, Dugan, and there was another one. They're all called the USF companies. They're all part of one big company, USF. He was their CEO or CFO, whatever the fuck. I want to say I'm not positive, but he might have been working with Consolidated Freightways back in the days too. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that one, but I think he was part of that too. But it seemed that every company that Bob Fosso became CEO or had anything to do with, they all eventually shut down. CF shut down, because USF shut down, Central Freight Lines shut down. They got bought out, shut down. Swift bought them out in the 2000s. But when Bob Fosso came, Bob Fosso as a CEO, I want to say he was getting $3 million a year pay. Okay. Plus, in his contract with the company to work for them, He was going to bring the company public. The company wasn't public. It wasn't on the stock market. And that was his plan, to put them on the stock market, right? So he said that he wanted so many shares. 5 million maybe? Some shit. He wanted so many shares. Part of his contract to work for the company. His money is paid, plus he wanted these shares. So the company gave it to him. Because Bob Fossil had a reputation of bringing companies back that were fucking going down. Bringing them back. Eventually the company was shut down though. Because the guys at the USF, I used to know a lot of guys over there. And they were like, hey, Bob Fossil's your guys' CEO now? Yeah. He's going to fuck your company up. He fucked our company up and left. He got all his money that he wanted to make. Boom, he's gone. The company went downhill. Eventually shutting down. Bob Fossil comes in. He's telling us, I'm going to do this for you guys. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody's excited. Come to find out he's getting paid like, what, $3 million a year or some shit like that. Don't quote me on the numbers. I know it's in the millions, though, as pay. Plus, $5 million worth of shares. When they went up public, he was getting $5 million. So we went public. And I think we went from whatever it was. Just say first it was $1 a share. Then it shot to like fucking $12 because the drivers that were working in the company, dock workers, employees, they got to buy first. The company, the people from the company got to buy first. So people started buying. And then boom, all these other people all over the world, or the United States, is on the stock market, they started buying. So it went from just say it went from $1 to like $10, just like that. What does he do? He sells all his shares. Him and all his buddies sell all their shit. Drivers started selling their shit too, because fuck it, I put $1 in, and now it's $10. So they're making money. So it goes on the market, all that shit like that, and it's going up and down, it's fluctuating. He ends up leaving eventually after I don't know how long he's gone. Anyways, what happens is we were trying to organize. The union came down, and the company told everybody like don't go union, and But the thing was, the companies are smart here in the West, in the Southwest, and all that shit. And I'll tell you what they do. It's a fucking fact. And people are gonna get offended. If you get offended, I don't care. They hire a lot of paisas. And it's because paisas don't want to cause trouble. They have a great work ethic. They come to work. They'll do overtime. You give them fucking guys the opportunity to work fucking 80 hours a week, they'll do it. I mean, they're good workers. You know what I mean? It's not about their work ethic. What it is they don't understand the concept of brotherhood. You see what I mean? Sticking together for one another, for the betterment of everybody. At Central Freight, there was a lot of ISIS there. So when the union came and said, hey man, we'll help you organize, get you guys union, a lot of guys wanted to go union. The Chicanos, the blacks, the whites. We wanted to go union because the Teamsters would have helped us get better pay. We were making $16.50 an hour. You're talking about 2000 to 2001, somewhere around. That's when I got hired. We were making $16.50, which was nothing for a truck driver. At that time, we should have been making like $25 an hour during that time, because I know that's what a lot of companies were making. CF and all them guys that were Teamsters, they were making like $25 an hour in 2000. We were making $16.50, so we were like $10 below those guys. And the union came. They were like, "Hey man, we can help you guys." So people started signing these fucking cards. The bikes didn't want to sign. Because what happens is in order to become Teamsters, we have to have a certain percentage of the drivers sign that card. Don't quote me, I think it's 40%. It might be less than that. But you have to have a certain percentage of the drivers signing that card saying they want to be Teamsters. Once they do that, then the Teamsters come and they pretty much take over. Say, hey, check it out. The majority of these people voted Teamsters, voted for us to be here. Now we represent them. This is what's going to happen. And this is when all the contracts and shit like that, strikes and all that starts happening. Either you're going to start paying these people what they're worth, or we're going to shut this shit down. We're going to stop working. But they have to hit that percentage. And what happened was the company, they have a lot of biases there. So what do? The company says, hey, check it out, guys. We're going to give you guys all a raise. You guys are making $16.50. We're going to give you $20 an hour, which is a decent raise. You get, $6.50? We're going to give you $6.50 raise. Because they don't want to sign a no contract with the union. So, what happens? Majority ruled. They gave us the raise. The union went away. The union can't come back for, I think it's 2 years. The union cannot come back and try to organize again for like another 2 years. It might be 4 years. I'm not sure, but I think it was 2 years. They cannot come back and try to organize. So that's what happened. We ended up going to $20 an hour. And that company never went union. Okay. Now, where I'm at right now, I won't say the company I'm at right now, but we're a big company. We're a big, big company all over the United States. The company that owns my company is big. It's like they almost monopolize this shit in the industry that I'm in. They own a lot of business. Let's put it that way. But I'll tell you who we deal with. We deal with Walmart. Now I'll tell you the 4 major companies that we deal with. There's 4 major companies we deal with. We deal with more, but these are the major ones. Costco, Walmart, Sam's Club, Target. Nationwide, some worldwide. We deal with these companies. They carry our product. Okay? So we have a good foundation because we are in business with these companies. Before I went to disability, our contract was up. Our 4-year contract was up. And we knew that we just might have to go on strike. We're going to ask for so much money. We couldn't fuck with the benefits or the pension because that was a different contract. That's coming up next year. Not this March, not next month, but next March, I think it is. We have 2 more years on the contract. Well, another year on the contract. So we don't fuck with it this year. Not until next March. March 2025 is when we get to go up and say, hey, okay, we want better benefit. We want more money in our pension. Our contract we're on right now is a 2-year contract. So the good thing is, next March we can also say, hey, we want more pay, more benefits, more pension, more days off, whatever the fuck it is that we want. We get to put all this shit on the table. This contract we did last March, was only for the pay. And we got a $6 raise. Okay. But what was going on is like before all this shit was going to happen, a couple months before the contract was up, the drivers, we all started getting together. We're talking with the fucking shop steward. We're talking about with the foreman. We're talking with the business agents. You know what I mean? What's going on? The contract's going to be up pretty soon. What are we going to do? How are we going to do this? What's going to happen? We have a strong foundation because we've worked with so many big companies that if we were to say, hey, you know what, we're going to go on strike, we're going to cost our company millions of dollars a day. But it's also going to affect our customers, Walmart, Sam's Club, Target, Costco, because they're not going to get our product no more. Now, I don't know if, I have to look into it, but I don't know if because we have a contract with them, I don't know if they can go to one of our competitors and get the same kind of product from our competitors, or they have to stick with our contract. or because we go on strike, they can go to another to fulfill what they need, to fulfill their needs. I don't know if that's the case, but it affects business. So even if they could, that fucks our company out of millions of dollars, and our company does not want that. They do not want to lose. No company wants to lose Walmart. No company wants to lose Target. No company wants to lose Sam's Club, and no company wants to lose Costco. Those are 4 major fucking companies right there. Okay, so we have a strong foundation as far as the Teamsters go. You don't want to lose that fucking contract with these companies. So we have the upper hand. Okay, but the last time they went for contract, I wasn't there, and they got fucked. People agreed to what the company wanted, not what the union wanted. The members. No, they stuck because the thing is with the paisas is they don't want to cause problems. They don't want to make no waves. They're afraid of losing their jobs. When you go on strike, you get paid maybe $35 or $50 a day, some shit like that. You're not getting paid no more because you're not working. You're walking the picket line. Now you're getting like $35 or $50, whatever the fuck it is, a day. That's all you're getting. They're like, I can't afford that. I can't afford. I don't want to lose my job. I need to work, and because they have no concept of, they don't understand the brotherhood. They really don't. A lot of them, not all of them. There's exceptions to the rule, but a lot of them do not look at things that way. Okay. Now, if you go to a union shop, whether it's Teamsters, contractors, what do you call it? Longshoremen, carpenters, all these unions. You can go to their shops, go to their meetings, and see what you're gonna see. I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna see there. You're gonna see a lot of gangster-looking fuckers there. You're gonna see a lot of Chicanos there. You're gonna see a lot of bikers there. You're gonna see white boys there, black dudes there, but mainly paisas, because the companies know if they hire the paisas will not make waves. They kind of get them on their side. You know what I mean? Like, because they're afraid to lose their jobs. They want to work. It's not a bad thing that they want to work, but they don't like to make no waves. You see what I mean? And I'm telling you, it's the fucking truth. Because when we were gonna go up a contract this time, we were talking. I was only talking to the Chicano dudes, not to the paisa dudes. To the Chicano dudes, the white dudes, the black dudes. I said, what are we gonna do if we have to go to strike? If we have to go to strike, let's go to strike. Fuck it. I'm not gonna give the company a chance. Either we're gonna say this is what we want. Let's negotiate here. If you're gonna try to downplay us, we're gonna go straight to strike. Fuck that. No bullshit. Everyone was discussing, yeah, but the fucking paisas, man. We got to talk to them guys. We got to get them guys on board, because they're not going to be on board with it. Because again, us, the Chicanos, you know, the dudes that are like ex-gangsters and shit like that, the bikers, the white boys, the black dudes, they're ready. Like, fuck it. Let's stick together. Let's get our money. Let's take care of it. Let's take care of what we got to take care of. And the paisa dude's like, well, I got to work, and I can't be walking the picket line, and I'm not going to make no money. They've been the shop stewards, not the shop stewards, the business agents was telling them guys, be prepared. Make sure these next couple of months you work as much overtime as you can. Put money away, because if we have to go to strike, then you have money put away, because we might be on strike. We're not going to go on strike a long time. We will not go on strike a long time. The company cannot afford that. They do not want to lose Costco, Walmart, Sam's Club, Target. They're not going to want to fucking go on strike. If we have the strike, they probably strike a day or two. They don't want to do it. They're losing millions of dollars a day, and they might lose their customers. Those 4 big ass customers. You don't want to lose those. So I'm like, I was telling the business, you got to talk to those fucking guys, man, because they will fuck everything up for us. Because there's more of them than there is the rest of us. In my company, there's way more than them than there is us. We that come from the street, the ex-gangsters, the fucking bikers, the black dudes, and some of the white boys. But a lot of the white boys, they'll stick together. They'll stick together no matter what. We know what it's like for brotherhood and loyalty and respect for one another, because the way we were raised and where we grew up, how we grew up on the streets and shit like that, we will stick with each other. We will fight for one another. But them guys, they don't think of it that way. They think of themselves individually. I'm caring about my family. You know what I mean? And so what they have to look at and what they have to understand, the people that are not in union have to understand, is that, okay, just say for instance we have 100 drivers in my location, and you put those 100 drivers together, you know what I mean? You only see that little bit. You only see that 100. But that's not what it's about. It's about your wife, your kids, your grandkids, and everybody else here. Now, if you get all those, every one of these drivers, and you, men and women, and then you bring their families together and put them in one location, and you see how many people are there now, that's what it's about. We are trying to take care of everybody in there, not just the 100 drivers. We're trying to benefit all these fucking people. We're trying to get better paid. The company makes enough money. No, there's no company that's a big company like these companies that are doing shit for free. It's not free. They're not barely getting by paying all the bills. No, they're making billions of dollars, but they're giving you crumbs. They will pay you. If the union was not at our company, we probably would be at our company be getting $20-something an hour, $25 an hour. They would pay us shit. They would give us shit benefits. There would be no pension. Be a 401k, but no pension. Again, the company does not want the union there, because the union is going to fight for us to get what we deserve, right? But the bicycle dudes, again, they don't look at it that way. They look at it as an individual. What they should look at it is what it really is and how it really affects not just me and you, but our families, our grandkids. You know what I mean? It affects your family. And then it also, you know, if you could get these people together and show them, the families, how the union affects all of them, then the younger people can see that and they say, hey, you know what? I want to be a union member. If this is what the union is doing, I don't mind. See, there's a lot of people out there that'll say, well, you got to pay the fucking union. Yeah, I got to pay a union dues. Well, you think the people that are doing all this shit, they're doing it for free? No. I got to pay the fucking people. We all got to pay them, yes. Nobody does something for free. People say, because I was like that years ago when I was a non-union member. I'll speak for myself. I don't need somebody to speak for me. I don't need to pay the union. I don't need to pay you. I was thinking stupid. I was thinking only me, in my individuality, me individually. That's all I was thinking about. I don't think like that with them. I think about other guys. So, you know, the thing is, when our contract was coming up, I look at the fucking guys that I knew, because when we were talking about it, they're like, man, the fucking fight's gonna fuck it up for us, man. They're not gonna fucking go with it. If we have to go on strike, they're not gonna go with it. They're gonna continue working and fuck everything all up, because everybody has to stop working. Not just some of us. We all have to stop working. Those trucks should not move out of that fucking yard. Trucks should not come in and out of that yard. If you're a non-union member, you do not come in and out of our yard. Don't cross our picket lines. It's even worse when it's one of our brothers, one of our company drivers that come work with us, that says, you know what, I have to go to work. Sorry, guys. He gets in the truck and he tries to cross the picket line. It's even worse. And the reason why it's fucking worse, the reason why you become a fucking scab, you're a rat, is because when it all boils down to it in the end, if we win the contract, if we stood out there in the heat, in the rain, and we fucking walked the picket line and we fought for days, weeks, we didn't have no pay. We were struggling, whatever the fuck we had to do to get that contract. And you were crossing the line and you were working and all that shit like that to make money because you're too afraid. Because you're too afraid to make waves. When the contract is signed, you also get what we get. And that's not right. That's what makes other guys pissed off and not like those guys and call them rats and scabs. That's what makes people want to beat the shit out of these kind of guys. Because you try to fuck the rest of us. Because you only thought about yourself as an individual and didn't think about our families the way we thought about your family and your grandkids and the future of your family and the future of your pension and your benefits and all that shit. You didn't care nothing about that. So when we win the contract, you also benefit from it. But you didn't stand out there and fight with us. You know what I mean? And so that's what I was telling them. I said, these fucking guys, you guys better start talking to them. Because they could fuck us. There's more the paisas than there is the regular guys. They do not stick together like the rest of us do. It's not like they're bad people. It's just they don't, you take a guy that comes from fucking Mexico or Guatemala or wherever. He's selling fruit on the side of the fucking freeway. He's selling roses. He's selling fucking ice cream. Whatever he's selling. He's getting, he's working the fields. He's getting paid shit because they all get paid shit. Okay? But it's better than what they get in their countries. And you take that same fucking guy and you say, hey, check it out, man. You get your truck driver's license and I'll pay you $20 an hour plus overtime, plus benefits, plus 401k for you and your family. The fucking guy thinks that he hit it rich compared to where he comes from. You see what I mean? He's gonna, fuck yeah, $20 an hour and I get as much overtime as I want? Oh yeah, I'm definitely with that. You see what I mean? But we know $20 an hour ain't shit. You can't do it with that. He can. Fucking paisas can do it with $20 an hour. I don't know how they do it, but they can. But they'll make it happen. Even if he has to work 7 days a week, he'll do it and he'll make it happen. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. What I'm saying is that you don't have to break your back like that. You know what I mean? We're all trying to help you. Don't fuck their $20 an hour. Fuck that $20 an hour. We want to help you get $40 an hour, plus a pension, plus you don't have to pay for your benefits. Plus you don't have to work fucking 7 days a week, 6 days a week. You ain't got to break your back. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do it for every one of us though. Not just you, not just me. It's not an individual thing. We're doing it for all of us. Now put all those fucking people together. Put those families together. All in one place and say, this is what we're doing it for. Not just the individual driver. Then maybe they'll see, okay, you know what? Let's do it. Luckily, we didn't have to go on strike. One thing about the other drivers, not the paisas. Okay, the paisa dudes, they don't really understand the brotherhood part of it all. They don't think of it that way. They think of it individually. The rest of us, we have a bunch of dumb motherfuckers in there too. Okay? So we're doing our meetings to see what we're going to ask for as far as the pay. We couldn't fuck with the pension. We couldn't fuck with the pension or the insurance and all that shit. But it was about pay this time. We're in the fucking big meeting. Okay, what do you guys suggest? You got 100, 200 something fucking guys in there, and you'll hear a person blurt out, yeah, tell them we want a $15 an hour raise. $15 an hour raise. Are you fucking stupid or what? Okay. Just because we're union, we're Teamsters, doesn't mean that we're there to break the fucking company. If you fuck the company over and you cause the company to go downhill, well, now you don't have a fucking job anymore. What an idiot. So for somebody to blurt out like, we want $15 an hour, and then you go, yeah. No. That's not the way it works. You know what I mean? Be sensible. You see me? So the paisa dudes, they're not being greedy. These guys, they're fucking greedy. There's even guys out there that think, fuck them. Let's shut their shit down. You don't want to pay us? We'll shut your company down. Well, yeah, now you got not just 100 guys. I'm just throwing a number out there. You know what I mean? Not just 100 guys out of work, but what about their fucking families that we've been fighting for? The 100 guys don't just struggle. Everybody in that thing struggles. So you went from 100 people, there's 100 drivers, but 500 people are now going to struggle because You want to be greedy. It's not the way it works. So I remember sitting in the fucking meeting and I hear motherfuckers throwing numbers like, hey, you're an idiot. Like, I didn't want to be in there because like you guys are stupid, you know. But we came to terms like, hey, check it out. You know, I was discussing this shit like 2 months before this shit was going on. And I was telling the business agent, look, man, we need to ask for this because it's a negotiation. They're gonna bring it down. If we ask for $5, we're gonna get $2.50. If we ask for $10, $15, they're gonna be like, fuck you guys. You guys are being greedy. And then that's when you have problems. Be sensible about it. We should ask for this much. Let them bring us down a couple bucks, then we'll get this much. And we should be okay with that for the next couple years. That's what ended up happening. They bring it down to $6. I think we asked for like $8. They bring it down to $6. They're happy, we're happy, because it's only a 2-year contract. So now, 2 years, we can do it again. But there's no reason to be greedy. So these guys they think individually. These guys are greedy. Then you got the guys in the middle they know what's going on. Like, can't be fucking greedy. We cannot shut this company down. This is where we work. You know what I mean? Yeah, we have to butt heads with them sometimes to get what we want, but there's no reason to break the fucking bank. There's no reason for that. We have to work in the middle somewhere. But that's the way it works with a lot of these companies. And I know because I've seen it. I've seen it with the company we were going to try to go union at Central, and it didn't happen because the prices, like, I don't want to cause no problems. And then when I was working at the company called Gangster Trucking, I did a video on that. So if you haven't seen it, go back and look at that video. Gangster Trucking. When I was working there, the company's called Gardner Trucking. We're going to organize right there. And I think it was right at the time they fucking got rid of my partner that was running the company. Or just before that. But, you know, we started talking about it, like, hey, you know what, fuck it. They're trying to fuck you guys over, they've been fucking us over, they're trying to fuck you over. Let's go ahead and organize with the union. And so, I want to say like 6 of us went to the union hall and had a meeting with the Teamsters. And we were like, fuck it, man. It's going to be hard. That was the first thing that was one of the first things that we talked about when we started discussing going union, getting the Teamsters in there was this company has way too many bicycles. I said, you guys do realize how hard it's going to be to become Teamsters, to vote the Teamsters in because the bicycles are not going to do it. They'll throw the bicycles like $2 raise. Hey, check it, don't vote the union. We'll give you $2. Okay. And they'll take it. They'll take what they can get. Okay. And we're like, no, fuck that. We want at least $5. We're making fucking, some guys were making $18, $19 an hour. This was in 2007, 2008. We're making fucking $19 an hour. That's nothing. That was minimum wage for a truck driver. It's nothing. But they were offering so much overtime to the fucking drivers, and bicycles again will fucking work the maximum amount of hours they can. They don't give a fuck. They'll look at like, okay, I'll work an extra day. You know what I mean? I'll work 6 days a week. I'll work 7 if you let me. You know what I mean? And I'll make more money. Instead of thinking like, no, okay, I can make $30 an hour, work 5 days a week, have a fucking pension, I ain't breaking my fucking back, and still make the same amount of money that I would be doing if I did 7 days a week. No. So I told him, I said, it's going to be very hard for us to fucking get the union in here. Because we have to have a certain percentage of guys. But we can go, we'll try, we'll see what happens. And the guys that are closer to the fight, talk to them guys. Talk to them, say, hey, look, man, stop working. If we have to stop working, go on strike, vote the shit in. And if we have to go on strike, then we go on strike. Don't fucking work. But it was, put it this way, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I went and it wasn't just because of the bicycles either. It wasn't just because of them either. I went to the union meeting, to the meeting, so we can discuss becoming Teamsters and the organizing. It was me and about 5 other guys. And after that meeting, I got on my phone and I made a flyer saying Teamsters Union, vote in Teamsters Union, Local 63, Gardner Trucking, blah, 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 blah. Put the logo for the Gardner Trucking there. Put the logo for the Teamsters Union 63. It was all about voting. It was supposed to be like a text thing. I'm going to send it to you, and boom, we start sending it out to everybody we know that we work with. One of the guys that was at that meeting, don't know who, but one of the guys that was at that meeting, I was told it was a shop guy. One of the guys that worked at the shop. He took that flyer, the phone flyer, and had it printed out and made thousands of copies of that shit. So over the weekend, they fucking put that shit all over the yard, the lunchroom, everywhere. That shit was everywhere. Monday comes, people come back to work. Here's all these flyers everywhere all over the yard. Both the union, Teamsters, Local 63, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, the company's going to investigate what the hell's going on. Like, oh, they don't want the union there. So, that happened on a Monday. Tuesday, I get a call. I'm working. Hey, when you get back to the yard, Tom wants to see you at HR. Okay? That's the owner. He wants to see you at HR. Him and the HR director, whatever the fuck she was. Alright. So I knew something's up. I knew somebody fucking snitched me out. That I was at that meeting and shit. Or I didn't know about the flyer, about them not saying anything about the flyer, but I knew that somebody had snitched me out about being at the meeting. So I get back to the yard, go to HR, and talk to the HR director. She's like, hey, Tom wants to see you. All right, cool. And Tom's the guy, and that gangster trucking video is the guy I was telling you about. He was an asshole. To most. He was an asshole to who he can be an asshole to. You know what I mean? But with me, he was cool. You know what I mean? He just had a fucking attitude about himself. You know what I mean? If that man did not have the fucking guys around him that I was telling you about in that video, if he did not have that man and that man's backup, he would just be, instead of standing there smoking a cigarette, standing in the yard looking at people all shitty, having a shitty ass attitude like he did, you know, he thought he was a gangster because he had gangster ass motherfuckers around him. He had a gangster ass dude that was running his company for him, and he had that man protecting him. So he took on that persona. He took on that attitude that he was some kind of gangster with his hair all combed back and shit out there smoking his cigarettes next to his Cadillac Escalade, thinking he's the shit. He wasn't the fucking gangster. He had gangsters with him. He had gangsters that backed him up. You understand? He paid for protection, pretty much. You understand? It was because of them that he stood around like that. Because if it wasn't because he had a shitty attitude, if he didn't have those guys, he was just a regular dude. He would just be a regular white dude. He would be out there with his cigarette and he'd be smiling at people like, hey guys, how you guys doing? Have a good day, guys. All right, guys. That's his attitude would have been. But it's because the people that he had protecting him is the reason why he had that shit-ass attitude. But again, he only had that attitude with people that he could have that attitude with. See, I knew those guys. I was cool with those guys, you know what I mean? They were friends of mine. You know what I mean? If he ever got lippy with me, I'd take off on that dude. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck you think you're talking to? You know what I mean? So, he never acted that way with me. He was always, hey, how you doing, Mike? Like, what's up, Tom? So, we're sitting in the office. He comes in, and he sits down. He's like, hey, what's going on, Mike? And I was like, hey, how you doing? Oh, good. She's at her desk. And I'm sitting here, he's sitting here, she's in her desk. And I was like, so what's going on, man? He's like, you like working here? And I said, yeah, I've been here like eight years already. Yeah, it's cool, you know. All right. You know what's going on? I said, as far as what? Well, you know, all this union stuff and yada, yada, yada. I said, oh, yeah, I mean, everybody knows what's going on. What do you know about it? I don't know anything about it. You don't know anything about it? No. You don't know who's helping to do organizing and shit? No. All right. And he says, "Who made that flyer?" And I said, "I don't know." He said, "You seen it?" I said, "Yeah, everybody's seen it. Everybody's seen it. It's in the yard all over the fucking place. Yeah, of course I've seen it." "So you don't know who made it?" "No." He said, "Okay. Well, I know you and 5 other guys were at that meeting at the union hall. I know that. I also know that you are the person that made that flyer." I said, "I didn't make shit." He's like, "Well, this is what I'm being told." I said, "Well, I don't know nothing about that shit, man." "Okay. Well, I'm just letting you know that I know. I can't prove anything, but I know." "Okay, whatever, man. I don't know what you're talking about." "You know how much you making right now?" It's like, I think I was at the time like $18 or some shit. And he looks at the HR lady. He says, "Hey, make sure he gets a raise. Make sure he gets $2 immediately." He's like, "I want to make sure that you get paid right. So I'm gonna give you a $2 raise. Make sure he gets that immediately. On his next check, he has the $2 raise." I was like, "All right, I appreciate it. That's cool." He's like, "All right, Mike, I just want to find out what's going on." I said, "Yeah, nothing. I don't know nothing about that shit, man. But I appreciate you giving me a raise. You know what I mean?" It's like, "All right." So I said, "We're done?" He's like, "Yeah." So I get him walk out. And immediately I get in my car, because it's the end of the day. I get in my car and I call my partner that's at the union hall that works over there. I say, "Check it out, man. I'm out. I'm out." He's like, "Why? What happened?" I said, "Somebody ratted me out. How the fuck are we gonna do this shit? We already got people that are snitching." Somebody that was with there's 6 of us that went there. One person fucking gave me a ratted me out. How the fuck they knew I made the flyer? They knew. They were told. And like I said, it came out that one of the guys at the shop is the person that ratted me out. So we already had motherfuckers that was ratting and shit. There was no way. Plus we had to deal with, trying to get all the Bisons to fucking do it. There was no fucking way it was going to happen. You know what I mean? I said, "I'm done. I'm out. I have nothing to do with this shit, man, because you know what? It's bullshit." You know what I mean? These guys will not stick together. We will not be able to fucking get a contract. We will not be able to bring the union in here because these fucking guys are snitching already. It's only been one fucking day and they're already snitching. They're snitching. They already fucking point the finger at me. It was him. He was there at the meeting. He's the one who made the fucking flyer. They ratted me out. Okay, so what? I had to lose my job because you can't hold your shit? Because you're afraid to make waves? Fuck that. I'm done. You know what I mean? It turned out the dude's not even a FISA dude. But I guess he was offering more money and all that shit like that. So he gave me up. So I said, "That's it. I ain't got nothing to do with these fucking guys." It wasn't the union. I just ain't got nothing to do with these guys. Fuck those guys. You know what I mean? Fuck those guys that ratted me out. I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. Or the guy that ratted me out. I ain't got nothing to do with it. We already have a fucking uphill struggle to go against the Bisons that are going to, the company can say, "Hey, you know what, guys? We're going to give you guys all a $3 raise. Don't vote the union in." And they say, "Oh, shit, okay, fuck, I'll make $23 an hour. Plus overtime. Shit, that's a good raise, because $3 is not a bad raise. I get a $3 raise, I'm good. Then I got to vote the union in." They don't think the long run, you know what I mean? So that happened. We never got to go union over there because of that. You know what I mean? Because we already knew. That was the very first thing we discussed. We have too many Bisons here. The company has hired too many Bisons. They know if they hire those guys, they will not stick together as a team. The rest of us that were there, that were gangsters, ex-gangsters, bikers, white boys, black dudes, we will fucking do it. We'll stick together. Fuck it. We're fighting for each other and our families. These guys look at it individually, and they will not fight. So it's going to be harder. So it's like a lot of these companies now, they'll hire Bisons, not just Bisons, but in the trucking industry. Chinese, a lot of Russians, Cubans, Sikhs, a lot of fucking Sikhs. And who else? Because I was managing a company, a warehouse a few years back, so I was dealing with a lot of trucking companies, and this is what I started to see. I mean, the guys would come in, they speak no English, from China, no English. There were guys from a lot. There was a company in Florida that was sending a lot of their drivers down to our location. They were all Cuban, didn't speak no English. And then I started seeing a lot of Sikhs. Okay, guys with the turbans and shit. And again, it's a different breed of people. They're not Americans. They don't know. They don't understand this whole fucking Teamsters thing and the union thing. So these companies hire them because it keeps their companies from going union, because they know that these people are happy with what you're going to give them because they come from poorer countries. It's a fucking fact. And us as Americans, yeah, we are kind of greedy. We can be fucking greedy. So the companies know, hire these guys, these Chinese guys that don't speak no English. They come from poverty, or they don't make a lot of money in their countries. You give them fucking $25, they're fucking happy. You give a bison dude $25, he's happy. You give a fucking Cuban dude $25, he's happy. The American guy wants $40. So let's hire these guys. As long as they got the paperwork and they got the license, hire them before you hire them, because now we have the upper hand. And that's what happens. We're going to be up for a contract in next March. This March, we're going to get a raise. Next March, we're going up again for a contract. I hope that these fucking guys understand. Don't look at this shit as individuals. Think of it, and I think that's what our union, our Teamsters, our local should do months before the contract's up in March. I think that the union said, hey, you know what? We need to have some kind of a picnic or some shit at the hall and tell all the union members, bring your families. Bring your wife, your kids, your grandkids. Bring your families. Nieces and nephews, doesn't fucking matter. Bring your family. We're gonna pay for we're gonna make sure everybody eats. And then we're gonna have a big fucking meeting with everybody there. Not just the union members, but their family members. And say, hey, look around. We're not just doing it for the individual driver. This shit is for all you guys. We're about to go up for a contract. And we're doing it for all you guys. For the wives. You understand? For you to have good benefits for your kids and yourself. For your husband to have a good fucking pension. For when he retires, there's money there for you guys. For you and your family. You understand? For him to have so many fucking weeks off a year. So he can take you guys on vacation and shit like that. So he has so much, he can make this much money, so he can afford to take you on nice vacations and buy a nice car and buy a house and all that. That's why we're doing this shit. So there's money in the bank for you, families, not just the individual fucking driver himself. That way you get the families on board, you get the wives on board, you get the grown-up kids on board. Say, hey, you know what? We need to support this shit. We need to support him. And all these fucking guys, because it's not just 100, it's 1,000. You understand? That way they all understand. This is not just an individual thing. And then hopefully that shows the fucking Paisa dudes or, the other dudes from other countries. This is what it is about. We are looking out for each other. And if you don't stick with us and we win, how is it fair that you get something, that you benefit from it? My opinion is fuck you. You shouldn't have benefited from anything. I wish that's the way that it was. I wish that's the way that it was for any fucking union. If you do not participate, you're fucking out of here. You're out of here. We win a contract and you fucking 20, 30 guys didn't stick with the rest of us, you're fucking gone. You're fired. You're out of here. We don't need you in the Teamsters Brotherhood. We don't need you in the union brotherhood. because you're a piece of shit. You're a scab. You're a rat. You only think about yourself, but yet you're going to benefit from it. When we win, you shouldn't be here. So I think that the union should do things like that. I mean, to have right before we're going to go for contract, months before, so everybody can understand. So this husband or this wife that's part of the union can have the backing of their wives and their husbands and their grown-ass kids, you know, and say, hey, you know what? We support you, what you're doing. And if you got to go out of work for a little while because you got to go on strike, then that's what you got to do, because it's going to benefit all of us. And it's going to benefit all our families. That's what it's all about. That's what makes union members and Teamster members so angry with the other guys that will not fucking stick with us. That's what the union is about. We're going to stick together and we're going to get what we deserve, not more than what we deserve. But we need to get what we deserve, especially when you CEOs are making millions of dollars a year. And your fucking kids are going to college. And your fucking kids are driving really nice cars. And your fucking kids are having really nice dinners and really nice big homes while the rest of us are out here struggling. Well, you're living at the top of the fucking hill, looking down on the rest of us at the bottom of the hill. When we're the ones that are doing all the fucking work. When we're the ones breaking our fucking backs. And all you're doing is pushing the fucking pen all day. You understand? So that's, in kind of like a nutshell, that's the way it's work. That's the way it works. And that's what's going on right now. A lot of companies will rather hire guys, and not just Latinos. They're hiring a lot of guys from other, like, look around. When you're driving around on the freeway, on the street, look at the trucks. Look inside there and see what you see. You'll see a lot of Paisas, a lot of Asians, a lot of Middle Eastern guys. Hire those guys because they don't understand the concept of fucking brotherhood. They only care about themselves, their individual home. That's it. They don't care about the rest of us. So if the companies hire 100 of those guys and they have 150 drivers, but they hire 100 of those guys, they know they are secure and the union cannot go and fuck with them, because they know those guys, we'll give you $2, man. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'll take it because I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to cause no problems. And the rest of it, like, fuck you guys, man. You're going to pay us what we're worth. We're tired of you trying to break our fucking backs so you can have more money in your pocket. Fuck that. You know, so that's the way it works. It's a fucking fact. You're going to have guys that argue that shit, but I guarantee you have more guys saying that's exactly how it works. That's exactly what's going on. Like I said, you as an individual that's not part of a union, drive around, and I'm talking about the truck drivers. I don't know about what's going on with the iron workers and all those guys and the longshoremen and stuff like that. The longshoremen is strong as fuck. They have a good foundation over there. The longshoremen have a great fucking foundation. And I think so does the iron workers, the guys that do rebar and all that shit, the rod busters. I think they all got a great fucking union. Teamsters, we don't got it like them guys do. Not really. We really don't. And if you look around when you're driving around on the freeway, or if you work at a warehouse and all that shit, and you deal with truck drivers, look who's coming to deliver your shit. Then you see why we're not as strong as we should be, or we could be. It's about teaching those guys, though, because we could be very strong if we can get to these individuals and say, hey, look, man, quit fucking worrying about yourself only. We're doing it for all of us. We're doing it for your family, too. Don't just worry about yourself. We will walk that line with you, but you have to be able to fucking stick with us. We can become stronger if we can get these guys to stick with us, but a lot of times they just won't. And again, this was a discussion when we were going to do our fucking bid last year, before I went on to disability. And the same discussion I had the same fucking discussion at Gardner when we were going to do it there. It's not going to work. There's too many fucking prices here. They will not stick with us. They think only about themselves and not about the group. And it's the fact. Hurt your feelings? Who gives a fuck? It's the fucking fact. And I hope that people will comment and say, yeah, that's pretty much the way it is, man. We can have a good a good union. Well, we have a good union, but it could be so much bigger if we can just convince these other fucking guys that, hey, look, man, you're in the United States now. You're working here. It's, obviously, you're legal to work here. You know, you're not working on bogus paperwork. Why not make more money and work less? Why not have better benefits for your wife and your kids? Why not have a pension and a 401k? Why not get an extra week vacation every fucking year? Don't you think you deserve it? Isn't that what you came here for? A better life? We're trying to help all of us have a better life. But we can't fucking do it if you're going to think as an individual. You have to think about the rest of us. And we have to think about you. And you walk the line, we walk the line, we do it together. And if we have to struggle for a couple days or a couple weeks, then that's what we do. But it's going to benefit us all in the end. It's going to benefit your wife and your kids and your grandkids in the end. So, you know, we have to stick together. So anyway, that's how our shit is as far as Teamsters go. That's the way I see it now. You know what I mean? It was so much stronger in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It was so much stronger. It's little by little, you know, little by little it got worse and worse and worse. And but now it seems like there's starting to be a comeback. You know what I mean? It's a long climb. It's moving very, very slowly. So, anyways, that's my video for today. Share, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys, man. And watching the videos, and I'm way past 100 videos now. And I did it in less than a year. I passed 100 a couple months back. You know what I mean? So I'm starting to see a little bit of fucking revenue from it and shit like that. Not much, but you know, hey, something's better than nothing. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't have all that shit going on if it wasn't for people liking and subscribing to the videos. So please like, share, subscribe, and I'll be talking to you guys later.